Before I even knew the word schizophrenia, I knew my mother lived in a world of sharp edges, whispered warnings, and absolute terror. To her, the universe wasn't made of atoms. It was made of ancient bloodlines, broken treaties, and unseen boundaries. And according to her, somewhere around my 3rd birthday, the real me had been stolen. Our house was a fortress against the unseen. Every doorway had a line of coarse salt. Every window frame had a rusted iron nail driven into the wood. I wasn't allowed to eat bread unless she baked it herself. Claiming store-bought flour was blessed by the wrong priests. As a child, you adapt to survive. I learned to play the part. I learned never to look too long into mirrors when she was watching, and I learned to fake a flinch whenever my hand brushed the cast iron skillet, just to make her breathe a little easier. When she was medicated, during the brief golden windows where she agreed to take the pills, she was warm, brilliant, and fiercely protective. But when the paranoia took over, the mother I knew vanished, replaced by a warden guarding a prisoner she never wanted. She called me a changer, a substitute left in the cradle. "Where did you put her?" She would weep, gripping my shoulders so hard her fingernails left crescent moons in my skin. "Where is my baby? What did your kind do with her?" I spent years trying to prove my humanity. I brought home straight A's. I scraped my knee and bled bright. Crimson blood right in front of her, crying, "Look, Mom, it's real! I'm real!" She just stared at the puddle on the linoleum, her face pale, and whispered, "They can mimic the color. They just use sap and old iron." By the time I turned 17, the episodes were getting worse. The whispers in her head were commanding her. She stopped sleeping entirely. She would sit at the foot of my bed, a heavy iron poker from the fireplace resting across her knees, just staring at me in the dark with hollow, unblinking eyes. One rainy Tuesday night, I woke up to a freezing draft. The window was wide open, rain splattering onto my carpet. My mother was standing over me, her face completely blank, holding a heavy silver compact mirror she inherited from her grandmother. Before I could speak, she slammed the heavy silver edge down onto my collarbone, pinning me to the mattress. She wasn't crying anymore. She looked entirely at peace, possessed by a terrifying absolute certainty. "The treaty is broken," she whispered, raising a long, jagged piece of rusted iron she'd pulled from the garden gate. "The trade is off. I'm bringing my daughter home tonight."
Part 2 on Profile.